I mean, you really wouldn't want to meet the president?
Meet the president? Really? I think I'd rather meet the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
All right, this is the Big Al and Dave Show podcast. I'm Dave, sitting here with Al.
Big Al, Raider X.
And you got a hold of your pal Grant Napier again last week.
Oh yeah, I talked to him again. I always call Grant Napier when he says something that I'm not in total agreement with.
Discussing the Golden State Warriors and the, should I say, 2017 NBA champion Golden State Warriors.
Sounds great.
You have your jersey on normally for this, but you're out working in on your neighbor's shed or whatever.
Trying to get some work done. It's going to be 110 almost today.
Before it gets too hot, yeah. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, Grant was discussing the Warriors' decision to not go to the White House to visit Donald Trump, which I guess there was speculation way before they were going to win the championship, which wasn't going to be a surprise anyway, that they were going to win it, that they were not going to go to the White House. So we got the audio. Should we take a listen and see what you're up to?
Yeah, just let's look at it. Listen to it, rather.
Again, I go back to Mike Sullivan. I just think, as he said, guys, this isn't a political thing. It's just my belief to go to the White House if invited, whether it's Obama, Trump, whoever, that's all. All right, let's get to some more phone calls, and we check in with
Mike Sullivan, the head coach of the Penguins.
Yes. Like, he's talking to him like, really, who cares his opinion?
He's the head coach of the 2017 Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins.
Okay, if you're into hockey, I guess it carries a lot of weight with hockey fans.
All right.
Nobody cares.
All right, let's hear your phone call here.
Al, good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing, Grant? Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
I'm calling. I'm kind of in agreement with you a little bit, but I think what we should do here is change the narrative like Trump people does.
What were you agreeing with him about?
That
we
is-
didn't hear that part.
That it's an honor to go to the White House and all the history behind just the building itself.
Because Grant was saying that they should always go to the White House.
He was saying that going to the White House, he wanted to take all the politics out of it and just go to the White House. But if you're going to the White House, how do you take the politics out of it when Trump is such a polarizing figure?
And it's the home of the president.
That's right. So it's impossible.
Meaning that I understand. All my life I've wanted to go to the White House, but if I was given a situation right now, I'd still want to go to the White House, and because it's such a great opportunity and it's just such a great honor. But when it came time to meeting Trump, I would decline to take that picture with him. Meaning, I would still be a part of all the history and everything else, but I would refuse to take a picture with Trump. You know, I'm gonna be ordained 3 weeks from now as a minister, and what this guy has said and done is deplorable.
What are you talking about?
About
What has he said?
Oh, well, remember when he was talking on the bus about the...
Because you're not going to take a picture with him.
That's right. When he was talking on the bus about what he would grab ladies' private parts.
Grab him by the pussy.
And...
Oh, I remember that.
And also about the time when those black kids in New York was found guilty, and when they was... and even when it was proven that they was innocent, he was still talking about leave them in jail and stuff. So
I don't know anything about that one.
Well, yes. So and that's just the tip of the iceberg. He done talked about everybody. Says don't make a difference. I'm not going to meet him.
And it would be nothing that could make me go and basically honor him. And I just, that
Well, the whole point of this thing is to honor the team.
You want to honor the team? Well, okay, it's want to honor the team.
He's honoring you.
No.
That's not what it is.
You know, he didn't start this tradition, and probably if he had his way, he'd end it. So basically,
I would.
Okay,
If
well,
I was the president.
okay, well, I probably wouldn't go see you then. Probably wouldn't want me there. But I'm just saying.
Me personally, if I was president, I'd have you over. I'd have Big Al on my cabinet.
Oh, okay.
Because you're
then.
my buddy, but
Yeah, but it's just I just couldn't do it with him.
I mean, I'm just libertarian, so I'm gonna slash the budget to the bone. We don't need to fly the team out to.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he's doing enough slashing right now. And some of these people who voted for him not going to have medical in the next few months.
The reason why I say go to the White House, but just don't go see him.
That's going to be tough. How you can do that?
They don't know what they can do. What do you mean? Don't go see him.
How is it going to be tough?
Do you explain it, or that's when they
I
cut
was,
you
yeah,
off?
no, I was trying to explain it. Listen to it.
I mean, because you're going to, when the President of the United States gets up in front of his podium to honor the team, everyone's in the background and the press corps is going to be taking pictures. I don't know how you can go to the White House.
You'll have your back turned to him.
No, when they get ready to go to the podium, I'm just not going.
Oh, you'll just go on like tour and stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying my part of the tour is over. I'll go look at something else.
Okay, so the scene when they have the team lined up behind him,
I just wouldn't be a part of
you
it.
just wouldn't be there.
That's right.
You do the other stuff, but you
And I
wouldn't do
think that would really, that would be the greatest thing that would happen. They'd have the whole team there, and only maybe 2 people would be there, and then if they should have one of them people who was there be a plant saying, "Well, we couldn't talk nobody else in to come see you, Mr. President."
That would be awesome to see.
Oh, that sure would.
I wish they would go.
Oh yeah, you know.
That would be a scene.
House and then not go for the ceremony. That I don't think you can do it. And if that's what you want to do, to me, stay.
What, are they gonna stop you?
Obviously thinking may not
You
be his
get
strong
back up
point.
on that stage.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? They gonna force you to take a picture with him? If you're there and you say you don't want to take
Curry,
a picture with the president,
Get over here.
They not gonna drag you up there.
Curry, get up there.
I don't think that could happen. Oh yeah, it could happen.
Number 30, you get back up on that stage.
Yeah. I'll put the CIA on you.
Yeah.
Well, but then you'll be talking towards why people ain't going to get the opportunity. I'm saying go ahead and get the opportunity, but you do not have to get up on the podium and take a picture with him. At that point, you just skip out on that part. I mean, why do that? I just know it. Like I say, I want to still be up there. I want to still get to see the White House, but it's nothing going to make me go and take a picture with him. Because of things like, I'm a black person too, and things he said against black people, things he said about women, things he said about everybody, like he hates everybody. So, you know, it's just that he's just not the person that I think he should be given any kind of honor to in any way.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your phone call. Thank you.
What were you about to say? He did get cut off.
Well, you know, he cut me off, and you know, I think he didn't have nothing to come back to say it. But it's sort of like if you don't agree with him and you're talking away from him.
Well, he pretty much just told you you can't skip the ceremony,
Yeah, well,
which we were making fun of. Like,
yeah, and I'm still saying, why can't you skip?
I mean, you don't have to line up behind him and all that stuff if you don't want to. All right, so you mean you would be able to keep walking, but I mean, you really wouldn't want to meet the president?
Meet the president? Really? I think I'd rather meet the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan than to meet him.
Why would you?
Well, you know, I'm sure the wizard wouldn't want to meet me, and I don't want to meet him. You know, he's entitled to his opinions under the way, you know, under the Law, he's entitled to his opinion.
He's not that hard to find.
Well,
Howard Stern has him on all the time. One of
well,
the guys.
guess what? I'm not wanting to meet him. I'm not wanting to meet Donald
You're
Trump.
talking about guys that need medical. That KKK guy, he's like desperate for medical. That's why he goes on the show, to actually pay him.
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh well, yeah, because he's just like a guy hanging out in the woods. He has nothing going for him.
Oh, yeah, well, I can see why he has nothing
Oh,
going
I mean,
for
he's
him.
a KKK member.
Well, you know what?
They don't have much going on these days.
Sound like he needs God in his life. And I would still pray for him. I still pray for Trump. I pray that he would change his ways.
I think things are all, I would say career-wise, he's done okay. I think he's just an asshole, is what his deal is.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to use that kind of language.
Yeah, you're
you
done
already
with that.
know that. I'm done with that. But at the risk of coming across as a hypocrite, I've done things in my past that I'm not really proud of. But I've changed my life. I've went in a different direction, and I've asked for God forgiveness. And I'm going to pray for Donald Trump that he can change and become more presidential and be the leader that America needs. He's got to change. He cannot continue tweeting anything he wants to tweet and expect to be successful at his job. He's got to grow up.
Why don't the Warriors have an opportunity to, they wouldn't have any control over the ceremony or whatever because, you know, it's all scripted and whatever. Every team pretty much goes through the same thing, but they could have an opportunity to exchange debate with him. I doubt it, but
But you know what?
just making that gesture, which I know a lot of the people that I follow are against just making gestures.
The gesture movement. And the gesture movement.
They'd rather have conversation, like they would go there, but I don't know how much control
But you know what?
you have over the
No
situation.
matter what you do, they're probably they only gonna release to the public what they want the public to see. Meaning, if you got there and tried to do something,
Oh,
that
so-
would just be cut out.
Oh no, trust me. If the Warriors did anything like we're talking about, that's gonna get on the news. In the day of social media, everybody's got a phone sitting there.
But I don't know any of these phones is going to be able to get out of the White House with you got that much Secret Service and all of national security. I just think some kind of way.
What is this? North Korea?
You're right. Something might get leaked, but
Oh, something will get leaked.
Oh,
from
yeah.
that. Oh, that huge of a story. That huge of a story. How much power do you think Trump has? He's nothing.
I don't know. I think
He's just a puppet. That's what all these
I
presidents
think
are.
he's having more power than you could imagine if he's still in power. That tells me he's got a lot of
Of
power.
course, I'm talking to the conspiracy theorist over here.
That's right.
I just don't believe in any of that stuff.
There's so much stuff goes on behind the scenes
Yeah, but I
in
don't
government.
think he's a part of it. He's just all the presidents are puppets.
You don't think he's a part of it? When you're able
I don't
to,
think he's that smart.
when you're able to fire people, everybody who's starting to try to investigate you, you're able to fire them.
That was a terrible decision,
and
by the
then
way.
make it look like you had nothing to do when you already said it was your decision.
Terrible
and then
decision.
you come back and say, well, how does this sound about the person who gave me the information to fire the person is the person who's now investigating me for firing them. Basically, you went on TV and said that the decision was your decision.
So he's dumb.
And everybody who
The
works for him is dumb.
the other administrations and stuff is all fluid. There's nothing like that going on.
Yeah,
he
it-
just fires away off all cylinders.
Because everybody else,
He's not a politician.
they coordinated their.
It's because he's not a politician.
That's right. And he just think he can say and do anything he wants to, and his clonies or flunkies can just straighten out anything that he says.
Why wouldn't you go meet him and you can hash this out?
You know how you say you give an honor
Okay.
to the
all right.
president?
How about,
I am not giving. It's not an honor for me to meet him. Again, I say I'd rather meet the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan than to meet Donald Trump.
Just how about let me throw you out a hypothetical situation here. The Donald Trump invites. He sees our little video here, and he invites the Big Al and Dave show to do a show from the Oval Office with Donald Trump as a guest. You cannot turn that down. I know it didn't get much bigger than Whitney.
Whoever that is.
You gotta do it, man.
You know what?
You know how huge that would be for us?
Well, okay.
We are at 42 subscribers. We have about, what was it? 5,000 views total, I think it is. Something
Yes.
like that. Do you imagine how much higher it could go up if we got Donald Trump on the show? If we got to fly out to Washington and interview Trump about the Warriors not coming out to the White House, we could go from 42 subscribers to, easily 43. I mean, the sky's the limit. What do you say to that?
You know what? For you, I know you'd say you can't do it. But for me,
I can't do it. What do you mean?
meaning like you can't turn it down. But for me, looking at it from a moral standard and just like,
You could change his life. Who
the
knows?
only way, okay, let's look at it this way. The
Yeah,
only
come on,
way
come
I
on.
think that I would be willing to accept that is if anything that we talk about, I'm able to record it and
Yeah,
I'm able to keep it and not have, like, if I was to talk with him, I'd be asking some pretty hard questions. And the stuff I say, I'd be willing to say that to his face. But I know
I
if
believe
we
that.
was just there, none of that would ever make it. It would never make it out on the open air.
What can we do? What would be your, you know how when a band goes and tours, they have a list of demands for the venue to
Yeah.
get things done? What would be your, what do they call that? The,
A list of questions to ask.
no, a rider, I think they call it. It's a rider. It'll have like, we need couches, we need this kind of drinks, we need this kind of food, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Demands to go to play the venue.
Yeah.
So we're getting invited to the Oval Office. What would be on your rider to go to the Oval Office to interview Donald Trump? To bring this show to the Oval Office. Yeah.
That we could talk and like I say, I'd like to be able to have it and let us keep a copy of the whole show.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna bring my camera.
Well, that don't mean nothing. You might bring it and they'll take it from you.
Okay.
As long as
So they can just say that, oh, okay, we will. But
I don't trust Trump.
so what would we have to have? Some kind of security to bring us down there?
I don't know. Just I it's kind of hard to talk hypothetical that way because I know this is just never going to happen. And to like I say,
I'd be there in a second.
you'd be there in a second, and to me, we'd have to have a certain criteria. Oh wait, I know. Keep the Raiders in Oakland. Something would
And
have to be met.
I would just
to-
try to let everybody know that I could possibly get to know. Okay, maybe I'll have him tweet out that we're on our way. That way people know we're going.
Well, I'd let you do all that, Dave.
I think that would be an easy compromise for us to go to the White House.
I could see now it would really be an honor for you to go meet the president.
I'm not really a president.
Me,
guy.
I'd just be willing to promote the show as
Oh,
far
yeah,
as
but
that is
that's
concerned.
the number one concern there.
But it wouldn't be nothing about giving him any kind of honor and
Nah, it's
stuff.
just a guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a big deal on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Mr. President, if you see this, I will definitely accept the invite. We will accept the invite.
He's gonna twist my arm, but I guess I'll accept it.
All right.
Trust me, there's always a way to embarrass the president. Matter of fact, he embarrasses himself enough every time he opens his mouth, every time he pulls his Twitter finger, he embarrasses himself. Trust me, there's always a way.